Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are building an amazing project with HTML, CSS and plain JavaScript. This is called FlexiPanels, and basically it's this right here. If I click on a panel, I can see it expanding smoothly and the rest of the panels are shrinking. We are going to use only CSS to style this, so if you like such content, make sure you stay until the end to learn how to build this amazing stuff. Let's jump into Visual Studio Code and start this project from scratch. Alright, so we have VS Code open on the left side and the browser open on the right side, and we have created 3 files in the project. So this is index.html, the script.js file and the style.css file. And now we are going to begin with the index.html file, and first of all we'll create the structure of the document. So I'm going to use the emmet abbreviation right here, and for the title I will call this FlexiPanels. Okay, FlexiPanels. FlexiPanels, and inside the body we will have a container which will hold our panels. So each panel will be a div with the class name of panel. Okay, and this div will contain an h3 which will be the panel name. So this will be panel 1, and we are going to create 4 panels. So this will be panel 2 and panel 3 and panel 4. And here we will also do one more thing. We are going to provide additional class name of panel. This will be 1, this will be 2 right here, and so on, because each panel will have a different background color and we will need to style this accordingly with the CSS. We are going to link our CSS file right now in order to start styling this application, and we are also going to link our script file, which will be /script.js, in order to write the JavaScript later on. Cool. Now let's start styling this. So first of all, I'll target everything and I'll say box sizing to be border box, and I will reset the padding and the margin of the whole document. Then inside the for the container div, I will say display flex. So display flex, and it will have a height of 100 VH, so take the whole thing, the whole window, and the background color, let's see, that can be this color, beige. What else we can do? We can say display flex, align items to the center, and justify content. So justify content to the center. And for each panel, okay, we will say each panel will have a flex of 1, position of relative, font weight of 500, font size of 24 pixels. What else? Let's see, if we save now, we don't see anything yet. Why? Let's see, container flex panel 1 panel. I'm going to restart my live server and start it again. Now here we see the updated UI and the panels. Okay, let's start styling this again. Panel. So each panel, I'm gonna say panel 1. Okay, panel 1 will be with background color of blue. Panel 2 will be with background color of plum. Panel 3 will have background color of Rebecca purple or red, apologies. And panel 4, so panel 4 will have a background color of, let's pick up some interesting color right here, dark salmon, let's say. Okay. Okay, panel, I have a typo right here, panel 1. Cool. So each panel, also the color of the text will be white. Okay, and the height of each panel will be 50 VH, okay? And each H3 will be with position absolute, okay? We're gonna say top 50%, left to be 50%, and to position it in the center of each panel, we're going to say transform, translate, minus 50% and minus 50%. This will move them inside in the center of each panel. Okay, let's see. Flex 1 panel. If you reduce the font size to 19 pixels, then the text will be, yeah, this is exactly in the center right now, and the text is a little bit less. And we can see that we have accomplished this so far. Each panel will also have border radius of 25 pixels, okay? And we will also have a gap. So the gap between the items, between the panels, will be 10 pixels. And now we have a gap between them. And also I want some padding inside the container to be 10 pixels. And now we have this padding, and this is what we have so far with flexbox. Okay, now we have this achieved, and we can step into writing our script. So inside the JavaScript, what we need to do first, we need to target all the panels, and we need to loop through each of the panels, and then assign a listener to each panel, and then add a dynamic class. And to demonstrate you that, first of all, I'm going to say const panels equals to document.query selector all. So we are targeting everything with the class name of panel. And for each, so panels.forEach, and here we will have a panel. So for each panel, we are going to say panel.add event listener, and this will be the click event listener. And here we will run a function. And for each panel, we'll say panel.classlist.add, and we will add the class name of active. Okay, so far, if we save and we come back right here and say panel active, and when this class is added, we want the flex to become 3. So I'm going to say flex 3, okay? And if I click on the panel right now, you can see that it expanded more than the others. And if I click on the second one, it expands. But when we click again, we want to remove that class name and revert back to flex 1. So to achieve that, here we will have to create a function. So I'm going to say const remove class name. And here we will need to loop again through the panel. So I'm going to say panels that for each, so for each panel again, we are going to say panel class list that remove, and that will be the active class. So we are going to remove, and here we need to invoke this remove class name function. When we click, and now if we start clicking, now you can see that you only toggle the one that you are clicking on, and the rest of the panels are going back to the flex 1 that we assigned. And this is our desired behavior. However, we don't have any animation now, so let's add some kind of a cool transition and animation. So for each panel, I'm gonna say animation, or let's say transition all, so all 0.6 is in out. Okay, let's say if we save now and we start clicking, you can see that the panels are expanding with more ease. And I think that animation is good, and you can try around other animations, but I like this, and I will leave it like that. Actually, I'll make it 0.4 seconds ease in, only ease in. Now click, 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 and you can see that they are expanding and they behave okay. What we need to do now, when initially we want the H3 to be with opacity of 0, so we don't want to see the panel name, but when we expand it, then we want to see the panel name. So we can say when the panel name, so when we have panel with class name of active, then the H3 can be with opacity 1. And now this will of course revert back panel 1 because panel 1 already have class name of active. Actually, we will need to provide active right here. So this will be our behavior. So panel active, panel 1. And if I start clicking, then we see panel 2, panel 4, and then again we see this. I think that's it for the JavaScript. You can play with the colors. Basically, you can have different colors right here. But this is pretty much what you have learned today. You learned to create this amazing animation with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And you can use this in a project, let's say in a website where you need to make something interactive. And I think that this can be super helpful for you. If you like such content, I recommend you to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I see you again in the future.